What is going on, guys? It's Justin with the J Media, back with another video. So today we'll be heading back to Longshop, Longs Automotive, to check on the Turbo Lancer build. But before we do that, I just want to share with you guys some goodies that I got recently for the car. So not quite related to the turbo build. Oh, picked up the ARC skate deck a little while ago. So you guys know I love my ARC parts. We do have the ARC intercooler as well as the ARC intake box. That will be going on the car. Also picked up more JDM goodies, like I said. So this is the TGS billet switch knob. So basically what it is on some of the Mitsubishi Lancers, it's kind of weird. It's not quite a push start, and it's not quite where you insert your key and turn it. You don't have to insert your key, you just have to have it in your pocket. But there's a little knob where you turn to switch the car on. So basically it's a black plastic knob from the factory, but like I said, more JDM goodness. So TGS billet, I think this is made of aluminium. So it is pretty expensive, not gonna lie, but it looks better since I have some red in my interior, as well as looks cooler, plus it's a Japanese JDM brand. We also have this carbon titanium front strut bar that I recently picked up, something super rare, super beautiful. I haven't put on the car yet. I'm gonna wait till like when the turbo build is complete. And then I also did pick up some of the parts for the RSX. So if you guys know, during this turbo build it's gonna take a while. So I also did buy some parts for the RSX. I bought some window visors for the side because it looks pretty cool. It is functional as well. And then more importantly, I bought some new tires for the RSX. So what I'll probably do is think of little review. It's supposed to get here today, but it's like 2 p.m. right now. Tires are not here yet. So I was hoping to get them installed today, but probably in the next video we'll get them thrown on the car. So I wouldn't tell what tires I got for the RSX yet, but they're pretty good sticky tires. Pretty excited to try them out, since the Nitto NT05 tires are going pretty bad on the RSX. So yeah, let's head over to Longshop and see what progress is on the build. Alright, so we're over here in the garage, gonna take the RSX to Longshop. Supra is just chilling here. Supra hasn't had new mods yet. But again, if you guys want to watch the build process of version 1 of the Toyota Supra, quite a few stuff have been changed in stock. So all that's on the channel. The tires, the wheels, the wing, the exhaust, all that good stuff. Probably going to wait a couple more months before we put more mods on it for version 2. But yeah, my brother has big plans for it. So just going to take the RSX to the shop. Love the new Yonaka exhaust on it, not too loud. Oh, over here we also have the ARC intake box for the Turbo Lancer build. Reason I brought it home was because I bought some metal polisher to polish it, so you guys can see it's more shiny now. Previously the metal was kind of dull because, you know, it's old. And then also this came in, what this is pretty much the for my fuel rail. I got it from Talk Solution. I had to get this little fuel rail pressure regulator adapter cap. So yeah, I had to buy that separately. That just came in. That's going on the fuel rail hopefully today. Little cold start for the boys. Just got here to Longshop. Always cool cars over here. Aston Martin. Ooh, there's an EG hatchback Civic 350Z. Pretty cool cars here. Let me just find a parking spot and head to the shop. Alright, just park over here. RSX is looking good. And I also spotted a 350Z with some RPF ones. RPF gang. So just got over here to the shop, and previously the lift was over here, and right now the lift was moved over there to make more space, because the paint booth with the lift over here is kind of hard to get cars in and out of the paint booth. We have an Evo 10 that we saw a few days ago over there being worked on. Let me show you guys a little progress here. So while I was gone, well, last video, if you guys saw the last turbo install video, we got a lot done. So what Long did was he went ahead and we put in these coolant hoses, linked up all the coolant stuff. The fans are in, the new Koyo Red radiator is in back there. It's kind of hard to see. And then we have the AC condenser back, so all that hooked up, and this piece is back in. And then we also went ahead and kind of put the upper and lower intercooler piping. So nice titanium upper intercooler piping. Hooked up the intercooler from ARC And then we have the lower intercooler piping. It's quite a tight fit, as you can see right here, for the lower intercooler piping. I just brought this box back. It's not hooked up yet. I think it has to go something like this, but I'm not 100% sure. So I just took it home so we can get it polished. So you can see it's all nice and shiny right now. You can get like a metal polisher from AutoZone. And then over here, this piece also just came in. So this is the fuel rail regulator adapter. This thing goes right over here. So you can see there's a gap. When I got it from Torque Solution, it never came with it. So yeah, you just get this little piece, goes right here. There's a little cap. I think you can put a sensor if you want to, but we're gonna cap it off. So looking at the Evo 10 engine bay, a lot of stuff are similar. Like we just did the intercooler piping. We have the charge pipe, so we just gotta figure out this blow-off valve pipe, and then the blow-off valve goes here, intake, and then turbo's back there. So similar setup, just trying to see, and I took a photo just so I know how it kind of works. Alright, so we managed to fit this blow-off valve pipe right here. This is the ARC blow-off valve pipe. So big shout out to the dude. I bought ARC blow-off valve pipe, the ARC intake box, as well as the ARC intercooler, all from the same dude. So big shout out. We're trying to make it fit, and it's really similar to the Evo 10. Alright, so I'm gonna go for a little Home Depot run to pick up parts for this little fuel rail adapter. So if you see up here, there's a little hole. So like I said, we're gonna put a bolt to bolt it up. So I'm just gonna find the right bolt, probably like an Allen bolt to look nicer. I also do have to pick up some other parts for the turbo build. So Long was telling me with my ARC intake box, it doesn't come with a boot. So what I have to do is I have to look for a boot that kind of hooks up from the intake box and connect it to the blow-off valve pipe as well as the blow-off valve. I also make sure that there's a mass airflow sensor. So apparently on the Lancer ones, I think it's on the intake box. So I do have to get this little like what do you call it, this little like fitting that fits on the intake box so that the mass airflow sensor can read to it. So yeah, gonna do some searching up, gonna order more parts. So that's what happened. Whenever you install it, sometimes you might need more parts as well. Alright, so I just left Home Depot and got this bolt. It's not tightened in all the way. There's this threading tool at Home Depot where you can measure and see what bolt you need. So it's either a M10 28 or a 3/8 and 24. So it's a pretty fine thread. So yeah, hopefully this one works. So it's another day. I decided to compile previous video with today's video because yesterday we didn't really get much done to the car since Long was pretty busy. But what I had to do was we installed the ARC blow-off valve pipe, pretty easy to put on, and then I had to run a Home Depot to get a little bolt because the fuel rail adapter regulator had like usually you can put a gauge on there, but since we're not, we're just gonna block it off with a bolt. And then also I had to order some stuff, so we're trying to fit the ARC intake box. If you guys have an aftermarket intake, it's super easy, just slips right on. But I'm trying to use the ARC intake box, and you require a few OEM, I guess you can say OEM intake components. So on the Mitsubishi Lancer or Mitsubishi Ralliart, the intake mass airflow sensor is actually connected to the intake box itself. But since I'm using an ARC box, I had to order some OEM Evo 10 parts. So I had to order this Mitsubishi airflow tube. It's kind of like this little tube that you could put your mass airflow sensor on. And then I also had to order a separate thing as well. This was like a, they call it the silicon turbo inlet. So it's kind of like a little coupling, rubber coupling that connects the mass airflow or the intake to the blow valve pipe with the blow valve. So I had to order that little coupling as well. So those should come in next week. Again, you know, I didn't want to say I pretty much thought I had everything, but whenever you put everything together, sometimes you need some additional stuff. So definitely recommend when you're doing like an all-out turbo build, you just want to make sure that you have some extra funds just in case you have to order these parts, which is definitely what happened to me. So yeah, I have a few things, an errand to run. I do have to drop off a package over at the post office because if you guys know, I do have gauge cluster. I ordered it, I thought it was carbon fiber, but actually it's just hydro dip carbon fiber and not real carbon fiber from a gauge cluster in my interior. So since the turbo build is taking a little bit, I'm gonna be shipping it out to a fellow friend, Adrian. So it's a really cool EF Civic hatchback. He does like carbon overlay, so real carbon fiber overlay. So we're gonna get my gauge dropped off. I'm gonna ship it out to him. He's gonna do it and then he's gonna ship it back, and I'll show you guys how it looks when it's back in about a week. So yeah, and then we're gonna head to Long Shop as well. Alright, and in a separate video you guys will be seeing these tires mounted on the RSX. So if you guys want to see that video, I put in a separate video. Basically new sticky tires coming for the RSX, all 4 tires, since 2 of the tires are getting pretty bald. So make sure to stay tuned for the video as well. Back at the shop, we see an EK hatchback Civic beside the RSX. Some Hondas over here. 350Z still here, and with the Aston Martin Vantage. So back here at Long Shop, and I brought this metal polisher that I got from AutoZone because I want to polish down this ARC blow valve pipe. I previously did the intake, looks much shinier, and they're also working on the Evo 10 over here, so a bunch of stuff being done to it. Said I was pretty similar for the most part. As you guys can see, I took the Evo 10 intake manifold, throttle body. This car does have some off-the-market stuff, like the intercooler piping, the intake, and most recently, after looking at this setup, I had to order some stuff. So my ARC intake box, I do have to order this little guy right here, which is like the mass airflow sensor adapter piece, and I also had to order this little Y-shaped silicone coupling. So just got it ordered. Hopefully it should come in next week so we can finish up the intake part of it. Evo 10 startup sounds good. Sounds like a Tomy exhaust. Aston Martin Vantage just pulled in. Made it back home in the RSX, and like I said, real nice grippy tires. We have the new Federal 595 in 245, so a little wider. I am selling my Nitto NT05 tires. By the time this video is up, I might have already sold them. But yeah, 235 4017 tires. They're really good grippy tires. I actually really like them, but again, different price range compared to these Federals. Great tires as well for the price. But if you want a dedicated Trek car, NT05s are some great tires. I know the Toyo R888s are amazing as well. I just personally haven't tried them yet. So if you guys want to watch the full video of the tires, I actually separated it because I want to do a separate kind of like review of the tires. So make sure to check that out as well. Today what we did at Long Shop was unfortunately didn't quite get anything done on the Turbo Lancer build. Some days are like that, they're really busy at the shop, and my project's kind of like a side project. But we did get to see some cool cars as always at the shop. Also, I had to order some extra stuff for the build, so I ordered some spark plugs. So let me get exactly what spark plugs I got. The OEM Mitsubishi spark plugs aren't good because I'm going turbo, and what might work for me might not work for your vehicle if you're looking to turbo your car and change out your spark plugs. Depends on the year, make and model. Mine has the 4B12 block. If you have the 4B11 engine, it's going to be different. But on mine, for the 2015 Mitsubishi Lancer GT with the 2.4 liter 4B12 engine, I was told by a couple guys that I have to get the NGK 2667, and then it's called the BKR7EIX Iridium spark plugs. So that's basically what I was told by one of the Turbo Lancer guys. You know, like I said, it is my first time turboing the car as well, so I'm trying to get as much knowledge from some of the other guys who know what they're doing. Definitely don't want anything bad to happen on my car, so there's something I have to do. I already ordered. So next week we do have quite a few parts coming in. This week is more like you know, going there to the shop, finding out what I need to order, and then some of the parts will come next week. So hopefully we'll be able to work on the car in the next few days when the weekend comes. Again, Long is usually not open on Saturdays, but sometimes he squeezes me in just to work on my car when all the other customers' cars are not there since the shop is closed. So, little update turbo video. If you guys like it, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Again, if you guys want to watch any of the turbo build videos, I all put it in a separate playlist. I think I titled it Mitsubishi Lancer Turbo Build on the channel, so you can go watch from the very first one all the way to get up to speed. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.